Hi, survivors. It's me, Purple Zen, reporting to you. Hope you guys are doing well because what's going on in this world is not. I'm going to talk about them powerful storms and that struck California, from the surging seas to the mountain snow. And y'all, like Miss Hall said, and also Queen mentioned this as well, and Bernie, in regards to how it's going to further affect the food supply, and it's going to cause the prices of food to increase. Well, I'm telling y'all, if it's not one thing, it's another these days. But anyway, it states that a winter storm moving across the state brought more rain and snow on Thursday. Evacuations have been ordered along the coast in near swollen rivers. More storms are on the way, unfortunately. Our hearts and prayers go out to all those people affected, all those people who are going to be affected, all of us affected, and everybody else who's going to be soon affected by everything that's going on out here. San Francisco says a powerful winter storm system moving across California on Thursday sent trees crashing into homes, knocked out the electricity for tens of thousands of people, and churned up dangerous surf along the coast as it brought more rain, wind, and snow to the already saturated state. The storm, one of several that is expected to pound the West Coast this month, poured water into swollen rivers and dumped fresh snow on the Sierra Nevada. Further rounds of heavy precipitation were expected in California on Saturday and again on Monday. The storm is hitting our entire state, said Brian Ferguson, a spokesman for the California Governor's Office of Emergency Services. We have the risk of rising tides on our coast. We have risks of snow and avalanche in the mountains. We have flood and debris flow risk in our rural areas, and also flood and power outage risk, and fallen trees and lines in our urban areas. In many places, the intense wind and rain seemed to abate by Thursday morning, but the respite would not last long, Mr. Ferguson said. We are not out of the woods by any stretch of the imagination, he said. We are basically in the eye of the storm right now. The storm has been particularly disruptive in the Bay Area, where a combination of high winds and saturated land has downed trees which have smashed into buildings, cars, and power lines. Bay Area Rapid Transit, which ferries thousands of commuters to work each day, had to slow some trains and cancel others because of fallen trees, other storm debris, and wet weather. In Burlingame, near San Francisco International Airport, a tree fell onto power lines near a set of train tracks, shutting down rail service on Thursday morning, and a mudslide blocked one lane of State Route 1, according to the police in Pacifica, south of San Francisco. When a eucalyptus tree slammed into her neighbor's apartment in Oakland on Wednesday night, Jean Melasanane, 37, rushed to the street to see what was happening. She said that her neighbor gathered her 3 children and ran outside right around the time the power went out for the entire neighborhood. You just feel for people who are losing their homes, and all the people who don't have homes right now, and all the workers who've got to work through this, she said. We're not used to this, she added. I'm born and raised in the Bay, and I've never seen anything like this. Unfortunately, I'm used to that because in Texas, seen it so many times. I've been in the worst storms in Texas. And as I said before, God has been preparing so many of us for these times we're living now. A lot of people have not gone through this. They don't know the first thing of what to do because like so many of us have done it. It's dependent on the system for everything, and have not taken the steps to learn how to properly take care of ourselves independently. Because when these things happen and these things occur, it's nothing to play with. It's nothing to deal with. So, these are some serious times. This is going on all too much, y'all. People losing their homes, their cars, their jobs, their every single thing because of this erratic weather. If you want to know how I feel about the weather, go to patreon.com, because I'm not going to say a word about it on here. But y'all know how I feel about it. All these agendas, allegedly. But it says almost 600,000 customers had lost power at some point in the storm, according to the tracking site poweroutage.us. And y'all try to follow poweroutage.us, not because I don't know anything about it, but I do know they have updates about different storms, about where the grid has gone down, who's over it, I don't know. But I'm just saying, if you want to like try to track things, I always suggest Weatherman Plus, my brother, in regards to the weather. But when you want to hear, know about where the power outages are occurring, go to poweroutage.us. With about 75,000 still without electricity as of Thursday evening, flash flood watches and winter storm warnings covered large swaths of the state. Multiple communities across California issued evacuation orders, including an area of San Benito County south of San Jose, where failure at a hydropower dam was expected to produce flooding. And several school districts around the Bay Area canceled classes on Thursday. Basically, it's just the basic protocol. What happens when these things occur? Everything shuts down. The entire city shuts down. Everything is nasty. The food and the markets are nasty. There's no gas. There's no nothing. So it's always important to have access to these things right on hand, right where you are. If you can, or have a backup place to have these things stored. Don't be waiting for no fatalities like this and no agendas and situations to try to be prepared. We already know by now to try to stay as prepared as possible. Unfortunately, a lot of these people are going to have to go to homeless shelters. They just stated that here. It states that in San Francisco, where the downtown area saw its wettest 10-day period since 1871. My God. According to the National Weather Service, crews were working to remove trees and clean streets littered with debris, and city officials had opened additional shelters for the city. Thousands of homeless residents, y'all, just like that, people became homeless. I have a friend, he's in a really wealthy area of California right now. He's like, a lot of his neighbors are not homeless. These are homes that's $1 million homes, not just because of the storm, but because of everything that's going on. So don't think because you may have money and stuff right now that's always going to be the case, y'all, because these times we're living in, people are going from rich to poor real quick. Poor people not really worried about it. Honestly, a lot of people are, but they know, poor people know how to get by because that's what's been going on all of their lives. But for a lot of people, they don't know how to weather these storms literally and don't know what to do. So y'all, it just behooves us to try to stay as prepared as possible. Of course, this article, it continues to go on and on and on about the excessive flooding. Oh my God, how people are losing every single thing. And then they still have more storms to come to deal with. So we'll keep them in our prayers, as well as we have to stay prayed up ourselves, dealing with what's going on out here in this world. It's a global agenda. It's ugly and it's nasty. And so we just have to keep our head on the swivel. Prep, pray, stay out the way. Please go to purposand.com, stroll to the bottom of the website, send us your email address for free weekly newsletters. If you're looking for land and bug out areas in Texas, we have some for sale on purposand.com. All links will be in the description. Please follow me on Patreon for real, raw, uncut, unfiltered content about what's really going on. And please support the Allegedly and the Good Luck with That t-shirts. But y'all be careful with this weather because it's just a matter of time before it comes to a city near you. Allegedly. But that's what's really going on. Watch this world. Watch the weather. Smell your water. Always boil or purify your water before you use it and keep surviving.